Shalom. All the praise, all the honor, and all the glory go to Yahweh, Barshim, Yahweh Shai, peace, and safety to the hopefully elect. All the sincere brothers and sisters out there scattered to the four corners. Those that sincerely believe in the Heavenly Father through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And in this video, I'm gonna debunk and expose the madness of TGC, self-proclaimed priest, um, teaching that select Edomites, all right, some select Edomites are able to make it into the kingdom, and saying that the Lord is not gonna judge the whole nation of Esau. All right, it's particular Edomites, all right, it's particular Edomites among Esau uh that's not gonna face the judgment of the Lord. And we're gonna expose that in this video because when Israel went into captivity, the whole nation went into captivity. All right. He judged us as a nation. And you have scriptures in the Bible tell you this is how the Lord operates. Okay. This is how the Lord operates, man. So what you're looking at on the screen is it says several righteous Israelites, including prophets and leaders, were taken into captivity during the various deportations of the kingdom of Judah to Babylon, as recorded in the scriptures. So righteous Israelites went into captivity. All right. Prophets and leaders, all right, were taken into captivity. But you have these guys, these self-proclaimed priests, who say that it's select Edomites, particular Edomites, that's not going into captivity. Now I'm gonna expose that in this video, man, and show you um that these guys are plants, man. All right, they agents of Satan, man. I refer to them as slave catchers, spiritual slave catchers. All right, they spiritual slave catchers, man, teaching you that plantation Christianity, man. All right, so it says Ezekiel, a prophet who was among the captives, carried away to Babylon. So the prophet Ezekiel, all right, he was righteous. Okay, he went into captivity, man. But according to you guys, it's particular Edomites, all right, that's not going into captivity. They're not going to be judged as a nation. All right, the self-proclaimed priest gave an example. He said that all Edomites are not adversarial against Israel. That's not what the Bible say, man. That's not what the Bible say. I brought it out in the previous video. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, it tells you that Esau, the Edomites, have a perpetual, meaning everlasting hatred for the children of Israel. Peter was a son of Israel. Paul was, all the prophets. So you mean to tell me that the Edomites, he didn't say some select Edomites, man. All right. He didn't say some select Edomites, man. All right. He say that the Edomites has a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel, man. Also in Psalms chapter 83, it describes Edom and several other nations. It describes Edom and several other nations as being enemies to the Heavenly Father. And it also said that they hate the Heavenly Father, man. Okay? That's what it say. It didn't say some, man. All right. It didn't say some. You have the prophet Malachi. The prophet Malachi, chapter 1, it says, Edom is the people, not some select Edomites, man. It says Edom is the people whom the Lord have indignation with forever, man. Okay? And remember, the Lord don't change, man. So we have accounts of righteous Israelites going into captivity. But when it comes to the Edomites, the Lord going to select a few Edomites. All right. This guy made an example of a Edomite that comes to your rescue. All right. That comes to your rescue. He made an example of your grandmother needing medical attention. And if an Edomite come and uh, give your grandmother uh, who's having a heart attack medical attention, that means he's not adversarial against the Israelites. Okay, so this is an account of a righteous Israelite going into captivity, proving that we went into captivity as a nation. All right. So you have another account of Daniel. All right, the account of Daniel. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It says taken captive. It says taken captive to Babylon. All right. So righteous men. Daniel was righteous. Okay, he went into captivity. All right. So these are all accounts of righteous Israelites going into captivity. All right. But like I said, this guy said that it's certain Edomites, all right, that's not adversarial, I guess. That's claimed to be considered righteous, all right, according to this guy, that's not adversarial against the Israelites, all right, are not going to be judged accordingly, man, as a nation, man, with their nation. All right, you have accounts from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 21, where it says that prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of their fathers. All right, so they being judged based on being part of that nation, man. Okay. Um, Mordecai, the uncle of Esther, who was carried away from Jerusalem in the captivity. All right, in captivity, man. Okay, so if righteous Israelites were taken into captivity, all right, based on Israel being judged by the Most High. But according to you guys, the good of Esau, okay, the ones that's not adversarial against the Israelites, when the Lord said, all Idumea, okay, he didn't say a select, it's going to be a select, a remnant, or select group of Idumeans, all right, that's going to escape the judgment, man. So says Ezra, all right. Ezra was a part of a community of priests and exiles in Babylon. All right. So it says Nehemiah, a prominent leader who was among the children of the captivity. All right. These are righteous men. Okay. Righteous. They these not the wicked Israelites. So the righteous went into captivity along with the wicked, man. All right. Um, it says righteous in the midst of the wicked. It says Ezekiel described himself living and prophesying among the captives. It says the remnant. The Bible often refers to the remnant of Israel or Judah that was carried away. but remain faithful, later returning to rebuild the temple. All right. So you had righteous Israelites that was carried into captivity. Why? Because the Lord judged the nation, man. Okay, the nation of Israel, man. All right, not just some. All right, the whole nation of Israel are suffering the curses. All right, it says, in Lamentations describe the sorrow of the righteous during the exile, including the suffering of faithful priests and virgins, man. All right, so I read that to show you that the whole nation, man. All right, the whole nation going into captivity, went into captivity. And when it comes to these Edomites, the whole nation of Esau going into captivity. All right. And that's thus saith the Lord, man. So now let's get the blue letter, man. Let's get some scriptures. Let's get that book of Job. Job chapter 34. And let's read verse 29. So this is Job chapter 34 and verse 29. It says, when he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who then can behold him? Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only. All right. So the Lord judged nations, man. Israel got judged as a nation. Okay. He did. All Israel got judged, man. Okay. So he could judge you as a nation, or he could judge you as an individual, man. Okay. So all that about Esau, not every one of them going into captivity. All right, not every one of them going to be judged. That's not biblical, man. Let's get Ezekiel 39. Let's get Ezekiel 39. And let's read verse 23. So it says, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity. All right, the whole house of Israel, man. All right, you see examples of righteous men, okay, going into captivity along with the wicked. Okay, it says because they trespass against me, therefore hid I my face from them. And we just read it in Job. All right, how the Most High hide His face. All right, from you, man. Okay, whether it be a nation or just one individual, man. So he said, therefore hid I my face from them, the whole nation, and gave them into the hand of their enemy. Not some of them, the house of Israel, man. Okay, the whole nation. So fell they all by the sword. Okay, all, man. All right, so that's why let's stay in Ezekiel. Let's get that Ezekiel 36. Ezekiel 36. And let's read verse 5. So this is Ezekiel 36 and 5. All right. Destroy that narrative of some Edomites. Some Edomites is not adversarial against well, yeah, let's just read this. He say some Edomites are not adversarial against Israel. That's not biblical, man. Okay. Psalms 83 say they hate the Most High and they are the enemy and they are enemies of the Most High, man. All right. That never changed. Okay. So here's Ezekiel 36 and let's read verse 5. And it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against The residue of the heathen. The residue of the heathen. That's all the other nations outside of Esau. All other heathen nations outside of Esau. So he said, I have spoken against the residue of the heathen, and want you guys to listen good, man. All right? Want you guys to listen good, man. It says, and against all Idumea, man. Not some select Edomites, man. All Idumea, man, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their hearts, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. So he said, all Idumea, man. Okay, just like all Israel went into captivity, man. All Idumea. Okay, so basically, that's the point I want to bring out, man. I hope you brothers were edified, and with that, I'm gonna say shalom.